All right, number 2, we've got x cubed is less than or equal to x. All right, part A, we're going to get 0 on one side. All right, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and I'm going to get x cubed minus x is less than or equal to 0. All right, it's pretty good. And what we're going to do is help find our zeros. We'll just factor this. All right, so let's factor out an x. And if I do that, it's an x times x squared minus 1, which is less than or equal to 0. And then I could factor the x squared minus 1 one more time, because that's a difference of perfect squares, right? And when I do that, I get this right here. All right, x times x plus 1 times x minus 1 is less than or equal to 0. All right, part B, we're going to find our zeros as if the inequality were set to 0. So I need x equaling 0. I need x plus 1 equal to 0. And I need x minus 1 equal to 0. Those will set the things equal to 0, right? So x equals 0, the first one's already taken care of. Second one, I got x equals negative 1. And the last one, x equals positive 1. All right, so I'm going to set these numbers now on the number line. I'm going to get negative 1 on the far left, 0 goes in the middle, and x equals positive 1 on the right. All right, notice we've got 3 values there. All right, so we're going to do a checklist for, I'm going to write this in factored form only because it's a little bit, it might be easier to deal with this time, maybe, maybe not, depends on your personal preference. So I'm just going to go x plus 1, and then x minus 1. And I need all those values. I need the product to be less than or equal to 0. All right, so I'm going to start way over here. And when I do that, I'm going to choose a number like negative 2. All right, so if x equals negative 2, I've got a negative number, I've got a negative number, and I've got a negative number. 3 negatives equals a negative value. All right, we like that so far. I'm going to try something right here now in the next interval. And by the way, I'll put my negative sign right here where it belongs. All right, so right there I'd have to try something like negative 1/2. All right, so if x equals negative 1/2, first value is a negative, second value is going to be positive, right? And the last value will be negative, and this will give you a positive product. Next I'm going to choose something right here, which would be positive 1/2, right? So using positive 1/2, I get a positive value, and a 1/2 minus 1 is going to be a negative value, and that's going to give us a negative product, right? And that's going to go right here. And last but not least, something from over here in this interval, I'm going to use positive 2. All right, when I use a 2, it's going to be positive, positive, and a positive value, which is going to give us another positive value. It goes right here. All right, now I want all the values, by the way, I didn't do this in the last example, but I want to make sure that we get the values that are less than or equal to 0. Since it's got the equal to symbol there, we will be using brackets for this example. All right, so that's going to be from negative infinity to negative 1, bracket on the negative 1 because it's less than or equal to 0, and then also the values between 0 and 1. All right, so let's go with 0 and 1 brackets on both, right? Those will give us our negative values. Any numbers within this interval or these intervals will satisfy our original inequality. All right, moving on to the last one.